Hello again. I've been fascinated over the last few years to see the way in which saying out loud or even printing what is now referred to coyly as the N word has become the surest means of self-destruction known to humanity. I was looking idly through my bookshelves the other day and felt amusing about the number of novels in which that word may be found. Three Men in a Boat, for example. Do you realise I couldn't read out a page from Jerome K. Jerome's masterpiece without being banned from YouTube? What about Decline and Fall by Evelyn Waugh? Yeah, that has a fearful word in it as well. G.K. Chesterton's Father Brown stories? I could not even read out To Kill a Mockingbird on this channel without being banned, which is really strange. To Kill a Mockingbird is the ultimate book about racial justice and about the fight for equality. It's an absolute classic. I couldn't read it out on YouTube. I would be banned permanently. I was reminded of this yesterday when I read about a geography teacher at a secondary school in South London called the Chestnut Grove Academy. David Collins, the teacher in question, told a class that they were going to be learning about the African country called Niger. This is spelled Niger, and he advised the teenagers humorously that they should not muddle it up with the N-word. He is, as a result, in exceedingly hot water. The headmaster has sent a letter to parents in which he promises to robustly investigate the teacher. The letter says that we understand that racism is systemic and that, like all institutions, we are far from immune to it. The school has also set up an anti-racism forum. And poor Mr. Collins' career prospects are looking far from rosy. Of course, even the name of the country alone is enough to cause some sensitive souls to have panic attacks. The N-word is, of course, a slovenly pronunciation of the wholly unexceptionable word Negro, which was until relatively recently the correct and polite way to refer to black people. Some viewers might be familiar with the film about James Baldwin called I Am Not Your Negro. The word, of course, comes from the Latin word meaning black. We have goldfinches in our garden, and I recently had occasion to buy the seed of which they are fond, which is Niger seed, so called because, of course, it is black. The seed is spelt the same way as the African country, which caused so much trouble to the geography teacher I mentioned. That is to say Niger. Imagine my surprise when I found that all the Niger seed at the garden centre is now labelled with the name changed to Niger, spelt Nyjer. The thumbnail to this video shows such a packet of seed. It seems that the very sight of a word which could, with the addition of another letter G, form the dreaded N-word, was enough to cause people to panic, and it was decided to stop spelling it with an I and a G. This is so bonkers that I hardly know what to say. Niger with a Y and a J doesn't even have the same derivation or suggestion of blackness anymore and looks downright weird. I see also that Waitrose supermarkets are now embroiled in a race row about a cooking ingredient called Kaffir lime leaves. Celebrity chef Jamie Oliver has been panicked into changing the name of Kaffir lime leaves in his recipes and calling them makrut limes instead. This is because, of course, black people in South Africa were colloquially known as Kaffirs. It's derived from the Arabic word for unbelievers, kuffar. It's being described now as a racial slur, and black people in Britain and America are getting upset about it. Tesco's has now joined in the boycott of Kaffir lime leaves. There was a time when people were able to come across words which they disliked, whether swear words, racial epithets or anything else, and then simply pass them by. Not these days. Today we are all very ready to be affronted and upset by all manner of things which 50 years ago would hardly have been noticed.